Hey everybody, good morning, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friends. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? Is everything well? Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're getting ready for all of the wonderful festivities and fun to just be with your family, right? Enjoy the family, enjoy all of the food, right? Great. So today, I actually have another video in mind. It's a human trafficking video, but I'm probably going to have to do it later because it took me a while to set things up. But I wanted to bring this quick video to you. You guys know how much I do not like talking about ex offenders, but there are so many. And I'm trying to bring home the idea, the point that they're not going to stop. People, listen, they're not going to stop. They're going to continue to offend if they are let out, if they are free. They are not safe to be around society, to be around children, to be amongst people. They do not have the ability to curtail their deviant behaviors, and they're not going to stop. They're going to prey on children as long as they're able to, if they have access, right? We cannot continue to release them into the public. I don't know, in this case, I don't know how he got out. He was in prison on a 50-year sentence. To me, 50 years is basically life in prison, right? He got out. Someone released him. I do not know why. I do not understand why, when he is a convicted as offender with a repeated pattern of history, he should not be out. He should not receive a bond. If at anything, he should have to complete the remainder of those years that he has left on the original sentence, even if he doesn't get a conviction in this case, right? Send him back to prison. That's what I say. That is my opinion. Anyway, let's get right down to it. We're talking about an ex offender, convicted ex offender. His name is Terry Ray Krieger. He actually looks familiar, like an actor. I cannot recall. I know he's 68 years old. That's the age that the articles are reporting. So he is not someone that is young, that is inexperienced, that does not know what he's doing. He has a past. He has a past criminal history as offending, right? So, knowing that, why would he be released early back into the general population for any society, any community? It should be glaring signs that he is a threat, he is a danger, and it's highly likely that he will offend again against a child. It's sad, y'all, it's sad. But I'm screaming this. If I could just scream, I'm screaming this out to let people know this is very, very common behavior. If someone is convicted, they do not want to go back to prison. They don't want to go back. On top of not wanting to go back, you're going to see a behavior that tries to lie. They want the jury to be sympathetic. This is why the wheelchair. Was he able to walk prior to this? Is this a whole ruse? Oh, I'm having medical problems. I'm unable to walk. We don't know. This could try to gain sympathy. Oh, he has special needs. No, he was still able to offend again, irregardless of this wheelchair. I'm over it. I have zero, very, very small sympathy for someone that has a history of pattern. They're not being rehabilitated. They're coming right back out again and hurting another child. And I don't care. I'm not sorry. I see no place in society where there is value for someone that's going to destroy a small child's future. Taking away from them their innocence, The victim in this particular case is 3 years old. 3, a small toddler of a child. Let's get to it. The article is coming from U.S. News and World Report. It's dated November 22nd, 2023. It's by the Associated Press, and the title is An American Man Convicted of Child S Crimes in Kenya 9 years ago is rearrested on new charges. So he was convicted in Kenya 9 years ago. That's where he got the 50-year sentence. But he also has a prior record in the United States. He was actually an American citizen. I hate to inform you. He's an American citizen, and he had a prior record back in the 90s for similar behavior. I want you guys to get it. I have set up case after case, repeated offenders. I want you to get it that they cannot be trusted. You take a high risk, a chance, because the odds are and the statistics are that it's highly likely that they're going to go back into the community, whether it be that community or a different community, because sometimes it's very hard for them to go back into that same community where they already offended, because people know, their family knows, people in that area know, the victim's family knows. A lot of times they know the victim or they're going to offend right in the area where they live. People they know, sometimes even family members. Let's read this article before I just... So I have to cook. It's Thanksgiving. I have some items that I need to prep today, so I can't be on here long, but I'm still enjoying you guys. And this on right? Okay. An American man convicted of the child S crimes in Kenya 9 years ago has been denied bail on new charges of defilement, months after he was mysteriously released from prison where he was serving a 50-year sentence. I have to set this down. It's great that they denied his bail, but what was the protections prior to? Why are they releasing him early, only after 9 years? In his prior case, when he was in the United States, he did only 3 years in prison. He keeps getting another look, another chance. Why? Why does he get to come back out and harm another child? Where's the protections for all of his victims? That they have to live in fear. They have all of these mental health, emotional fear because of what happened to them. A 50-year sentence. Let's keep going. An American man convicted of child S crimes in Kenya 9 years ago was denied bail on new charges of defilement. Months after he was mysteriously released from prison where he was serving a 50-year sentence. There's no mysterious, you can't mysteriously be released. Something had to be signed. Did they go in front of a judge? 50 years, you don't get out early. There's no early release for 50-year sentence. Who signed off on that and why? I want to know. Who signed off on the early release and why did that happen? Did the facility where he was, did the prison where he was, did not have the ability to meet his needs? Because they could have just transferred him to another one. Was he having medical issues? Terry Ray Krieger, 68, was arraigned on Tuesday evening in court in Mavoko County on the outskirts of the capital, Nairobi. So this is in Kenya. Accused of assaulting a 3-year-old, a 3-year-old. I'm here to fight. I am here to fight for the protections of our children. I care. I don't want to hear anybody come into a comment or say something in defense. Defend this 3-year-old child. Earlier this month, he was arrested on November the 10th. He faces additional charges of being in Kenya illegally. So he wasn't supposed to be in Kenya. He goes to Kenya, and now he's offending there. Remember what I told you guys? That as offenders will move, they will move to different locations where people are not aware of what they've done. They're trying to hide restrictions. They're trying to evade law enforcement because people are always looking for ex offenders. They're always looking for them. If there's a new crime, if there's new charges, there's someone that has been armed, they want to go and see what ex offenders were released. And this may be why he went to Kenya. I need to look into that, where there are cases where he was released and then he moved to Kenya, right? This is typical. Senior Principal Magistrate Barbara Oku denied Krieger bail after prosecutors argued successfully that he was a repeat offender and a flight risk. He was already in Kenya illegally, allegedly. He will remain in custody until November 27th, when the case will be heard again. He did not enter a plea yet. How about send him back for the remainder of his sentence for the 50 years? He did 9 years. He has 41 more years. Send him back there. Krieger uses a wheelchair and requested bail because he said he needs additional care. Well, we don't care that he's in a wheelchair. He needs additional care. He was able to do everything else. He was able to get around. He was able to enter this area illegally, allegedly. He's not supposed to be in Kenya. He needs additional care. The U.S. National sentenced to 50 years in prison in 2014 for abusing Kenyan children and circulating their images online between December 23rd and May 2014. What does that sound like? He's abusing Kenyan children. That's why they don't want him in Kenya. He's there illegally, allegedly, and circulating their images online to who? Who did he send the images to? It sounds like this is a child wing. Not only are you abusing the children, you're taking photographs and you're sharing them. So if this was back in 2013, 2014, this was almost 10 years ago. So you're 50 years old. You're not a young person. You know what you're doing is wrong. So why is a person like him even have the potential to be released back into the community? And he's not supposed to be in Kenya, allegedly, and he's back in Kenya, and he then goes and offends again with a 3-year-old. A 3-year-old child. He was released in November of 2022 under unclear circumstances. Somebody gave him a solid favor. I do not see any cause why he would need to be released. Is he not being monitored? Did he not have restrictions? What was he ordered not to do? Normally, you can't leave that area. You don't have a passport. You're going to be under some type of surveillance or monitoring. He just goes into Kenya again, allegedly, illegally. He was released in November of 2022 under unclear circumstances after only serving 8 years of his sentence, which was 50 years. Krieger from Michigan was convicted in the United States in 1992, so you're going back about 31 years, for conduct with a minor and served 3 years in jail before his release in 1995. As I have warned you guys, as I have said it to you over and over again, that 1992 case, that's the case where he got caught and prosecuted and convicted. What about any other potential cases that never came forward? Other victims. This is usually not the first offense. And in 1992, that would have been 31 years ago, he would have been 47 years old. I'm sorry, 37 years old. And what did he do? Leave the country. Go to Kenya. It grew, right? It grew. He leaves one area, goes to another area, something I've described to you. Now he's in Kenya. Now he's abusing multiple children. They said children, not a child. That's multiple. And taking photographs and now sharing them with other predators, with other probably ex-offenders. On top of that, he then gets convicted of those charges, gets a 50-year sentence now. Now he's getting the due justice that's deserved. And he only does 8 years. 8 years. 8 years. Then he goes back to Kenya, allegedly illegally, and he abuses a 3-year-old. Okay. I want to go over one more article. I shared a second article. This was a little bit more in detail. It's from nation.africa. It's dated November 21st, 2023, and the title is American Pedophile Arraigned in Mavoko on 3 new charges. So this is their perspective. This is international media. This is their perspective now. Not just from the U.S. perspective, from their perspective. Let's see how they describe what happened. Because it may be more detailed, right? Sometimes you need to get it local because it has more details. A 60-year-old convicted American serial pedophile, because that's what he is, was on Tuesday denied bond by the local courts in a case in which he is facing 7 counts. You see how they detail it? 7 counts of child offenses. 7. The charges against Mr. Terry Ray Krieger come just 18 months after he was released under unclear circumstances while serving a 50-year sentence for similar crimes. The wheelchair confined suspect, who has been in custody since November 10th when he was charged with assaulting a minor, was brought to the court precincts under heavy security, and his case was mentioned before Mavoko Senior Principal Magistrate Barbara O'Hoole. Krieger is accused of assaulting a 3-year-old girl at IT River Great Wall Estate between November 6th and the 8th. He is also accused of refusing to have his fingerprints taken at IT River Police Station because he knows if he gets those fingerprints taken, they will have his name and they will be able to eventually obtain his criminal record, his criminal history. Remember what I said? They don't want to go back to prison, but that's where he belongs. That, I'll leave it there. So I don't want to get too upset. Sitting next to the dock in his wheelchair and dressed in a purple jumper, gray t-shirt, trousers, and black sports shoes, the suspect remained composed when the charges were being read for him. His female lawyer withdrew from the case due to the sensitivity of the matter. What did he do to that 3-year-old? But his attorney had to withdraw. We got to fight for our kids. And even if we don't have any kids, we have to love all the kids and fight for them. Stand up for them and protect them. That is our job. That is our commission. That's what we're required to do. And we need to get this information out about these offenders, how despicable, dangerous. They're destroying lives, the trajectory of someone's life. Okay, let me keep going. Ooh. The accused has a previous criminal offense record in America. The current charges carry a jail term of not less than 5 years. Nothing has been brought before me that shows the suspect requires specialized treatment. I decline to grant him bond for now. The mention will be on November 27th for a full hearing, said Ms. Oju. So I need to make sure I have to keep up with all these cases, but I'm going to put his case in red. He's going back on November 27th. Guys, I have a lot of cases that I have to track. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't see it. It's a whiteboard of some of my cases that are like ongoing to keep up with. Let's continue. Thereafter, the suspect was wheeled into another magistrate's court, this time to take plea for 6 new charges involving assault of an 18-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. Okay, an 8-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. So this is extremely, extremely disturbing. 6 additional charges involving assault of an 8-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. Now do you see why it's good to get the perspective from the local media? Because it's more detailed, right? Before Senior Resident Magistrate Mary Gita, The suspect was read the 6 counts, which included S assault, being in the country unlawfully, child P, and benefiting from child prosta. Okay. He proceeded to plead not guilty on all counts. Is there a way to put him under the jail with chains? See how it gets deeper? They don't curtail their deviant behavior. Now he's benefiting from selling a child for S activity. He's benefiting from it. Benefiting. Who would want to make money? Who would want to receive gifts? He's getting something out of this S activity involving children. He has child P. I don't ask a lot, right? If you could, sir or ma'am, please. There's an algorithm on YouTube, unfortunately, and other platforms, right? Where you have to like these videos. Who wants to like a video about this? But if you do not like the video or down the video, they will not put it in rotation. And I don't ask for a lot. Any videos involving this subject, please like them, share them. Let someone else get this knowledge also. Share the video, like the video, because we have to get this information out. The public has to know this in a way that's not reading an article or hearing it on the news. I have different playlists of the same type of behaviors over and over again with this type offender. And we have to start sharing this information. We have to protect society, our children, each other from it. Okay? It says, I know someone who has vowed to use all the money needed to keep me in jail. These are false accusations, he said. If we have to start a way to collect money across this country to keep him in jail, we might have to do that. We might have to set up an account of some sort and donate to keep him in jail. Because more than likely, he has a network behind him, people, industries that want to keep this under wraps. The prosecution told the court that the suspect had refused to give the password for his laptop to enable its inspection. The prosecution has appealed his acquittal when he was serving a 50-year imprisonment. There was a lacuna in the interpretation of the law. We want the suspect to be compelled to give out his laptop password for more evidence. Well, they need to contact the FBI, the forensics, the IT people, because they need to open up this laptop. They need to see what's on this laptop, see what's on there, see what he's been sending, what he's been receiving, any financial accounts, because this could be a way to uncover a network that all of these S offenders, predators are in. The lead prosecutor also told the court that there was a likelihood of more charges being brought against Krieger. The suspect was remanded at Kitengela GK prison. Krieger's first case was under the new charges, and bond application hearing will be heard on November 30th, with a pre-trial hearing set to begin on February 22nd, 2024. The second case will be mentioned on January 24th, 2024. Krieger was first apprehended in 2013 by Kenya authorities for his involvement in a child abuse ring. Didn't I just say that? That's what it sounded like. Not just abusing, but taking the photographs and sharing them. There's a network of predators out here. And they're sharing these photos, they're sharing these videos of these small young children. He was in December 2014 handed a 50-year jail term by Magistrate Joseph Karanja after he had pleaded guilty to a charge of child P. He pleaded guilty. You know why? Because they don't want their disturbing, disgusting, despicable acts said out loud in trial. They don't want it described. They don't want it to court. So they'll go and plead guilty. So all of that testimony never comes out. In the case, he was accused of abusing a boy and a girl aged 3 and 6, respectively. He later sent still and video images of the acts to another pedophile currently detained in a German jail. So he's in Kenya. He's abusing these small, very small children, taking pictures, taking video, sharing it. Now they say this person he shared it with is in Germany, in a German jail. So he's in Germany. But who else could he have shared them with? It's a network. They share and trade pictures and video. That's why it's vital that they break open that laptop, see the transactions, the activity. So sad, y'all. In June of last year, Krieger was released from committee maximum prison after serving only 8 years of his 50-year sentence. Mr. Krieger had filed an appeal, which the then Director of Public Prosecutions, Nordin Haji, last year urged the High Court to dismiss. Through Senior Assistant Prosecutor Duncan Ademu, the DPP submitted that the evidence tendered before the trial court was not in any way discredited by the defense, and Krieger readily pleaded guilty. Why would you plead guilty to such a crime as this? What would cause you to plead guilty if you were not guilty? If you were innocent, why would you put on a record that you're guilty of harming, abusing a child in this manner at this age? Do you know the stigma that would be on you? What people would think about you if you plead guilty to this type of abuse? He's guilty. He didn't want the testimony to come out at trial, so he pled guilty. Krieger's arrest in 2013 came after Interpol investigations in Germany and the United States, the Daily Mail of the United Kingdom reported. In 1992, he was arrested in the U.S. for criminal conduct with a 13-year-old, and he was sentenced to prison for 3 years. Sometimes they go for the younger, 5 and under, because they can't describe so much what's happened to them. They may not be believable. They may not feel that they can accurately say with testimony in court what has happened to them. So a lot of times they're not seen as credible And that's why some ex offenders will go after very young, small children. It's so sad, you guys. It really is. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. It's sad. But we have to be diligent. We have to stay on them, pressing them, pushing them, getting this particular ex offender. We have to keep our foot on his neck in a sense. We have to keep this story in the headlines, sharing it, talking about it. This is likely going to open up other potential charges, maybe even other suspects, because this sounds like a child S ring. It does. It does. It does, unfortunately. He's back to similar behavior, continuing to grow into more, getting out of prison, even getting another chance after a 50-year sentence and going right back to Kenya where there are vulnerable, small children. And he's back to S offending. It's very unfortunate. Well, I'm sorry I had to bring such a disturbing story on Thanksgiving Day. When I read it this morning, I said I need to get this story out of the way. Some stories just compel me, and I feel very strong about, especially when it comes to children, protecting our children, making sure that this behavior is known to the public. Please please share, only because we have to put it in the algorithm so that it's pushed out more forward, right? These type of topics, these type of activity, this is evil, pure evil, violating small children like this. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to stay on top of this story as well as some of my other stories. But this one in particular is very disturbing. And we need to see him and anybody else with this mindset behind bars, locked away. Let's forget about them. Let's forget about these type of criminals that harm small, vulnerable, unprotected little children. Let's forget about them. So thank you for checking out this video. Thank you for sticking it out. Want to check. Normally don't have a lot of comments. Okay, so I don't have any comments. I just wanted to make sure that no one was voicing any concern or are triggered by the subject. But I have to bring these videos. We have to take things that happen in the dark, and bring them to the light. Violent acts against these small children, we have to bring them into the light and hold these criminals accountable. We have to seek justice for these victims, even the ones that cannot do it for themselves. We have to stand up and say no. We have to do it for them. We have to be their voice, their strength, knowing that what has happened to them is wrong. And guess what? We're not standing for it. We're not going to stand for it. We're going to hold you accountable. If we have to search the earth to bring you to justice, you're going down. You and anybody else involved with this evil, destructive behavior, we want you under the jail. And I would say more, but my faith, I'm holding my faith first. So, thank you for checking out this video. Please like and share any type of content that's related to this subject matter so that people are aware, okay? Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy your day. Have a beautiful, wonderful, a fun-filled, loving, joyous day. This is Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for. And I'm very, very happy. I'm excited about today. I have to get my butt downstairs to start cooking what I need to cook to be prepared and be on time. I believe in being on time. So thank you for checking out this video. I am going to update us. The hearing is November 27th. So just in a few days, I'll come back and do an update and see where the case is at. I do not feel he needs to be released into the society anywhere, whether it be Kenya or anywhere else. He's a danger. He is an extreme threat and a flight risk. So thanks for checking out this video. Like and share. And you can also subscribe and check that little bell so you can get the videos coming forward as his case proceeds in January and February. His cases proceed in January and February of 2024. So thanks for checking out the video. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a beautiful day. Hopefully, friends, I will see you in a video soon. I am going to bring a human trafficking video probably tomorrow that happened in the Midwest in the United States. I'm going to bring that because that's also a very, very important topic. Then I still have the Sean Combs video to do. That's going to be 2, possibly 3 hours sit down to go over that civil complaint. So bear with me, right? So have a beautiful day, my friends. Be smart, be safe, be savvy. Take care and be well. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye, friends. Bye, everyone.